Hey there. Welcome to an overcast lower mainland day in British Columbia. Join me for a tour of the Canadian Museum of Flight in Langley, BC. Now, as opposed to taking in every airplane that's on exhibit here at the museum, I'm only going to go after a few choice aircraft, namely those that will make an appearance in World War planes, and of course any personal favorites I happen to come across. So without any further ado, let's get started. One of the aircraft I'm here to see is right over my shoulder. A Handley Page Hampton. Anybody who plays World of Warplanes knows that this has been seen as a bot-controlled aircraft, I believe in Tier 5 and Tier 6 battles. Let's see what a real one looks like. From the ground level, it's really hard to put into perspective just how enormous this aircraft is. In fact, here's the propeller. It is huge. I am at the ground level. There's the cockpit where the bombardier would sit. Obviously not a live torpedo, because that would make for an explosive bang. There's the cockpit way up there where the pilot would try and control this flying behemoth. And of course my video doesn't really do it justice by the fact that it is just so enormous. Just massive. As we do a quick little tour underneath the wing here, give you a shot of the landing gear. There's the lower rear gunner's position, the upper rear gunner's position, and this massive, massive tail. We'll do a quick little zoom in to see just how much of this we can take in. As you can see, the dedication plaque has definitely seen better days. Many years of exposure on that one. And a dedication plaque as we zoom in. So there we go. The Handley Page Hampton. Big plane. I hope to see a player-controlled version of it in the future. If all this museum had was the plane over my other shoulder, the trip alone would have been worth it. The Canadian designed, Canadian built CF100 Canuck. Obviously an outdoor exhibit and is definitely showing signs of exposure. The unpainted aluminum skin is definitely showing a little bit of tarnishing, a little bit of weathering, but that's fine. Definitely a plane from my bucket list that I definitely had to come down and see. Let's do a quick little tour up these wonderful stairs before I trip, fall, and as you can tell, a little scratched in the canopy, and unfortunately it's hard to get a really good angle on it, but fighters were not well known for having spacious cockpits, especially this one, where obviously the padding's been removed. And of course I'm getting a fantastic reflection because, you know, I'm not an expert. But even this plane alone is not small. Looking at least about 20 feet of wing on the one side. This huge intake. Also Canadian design and built engines. If memory serves, this plane first went into service in 1953. And only one foreign buyer was Belgium. Retired in 1983, if I remember right. This is definitely well preserved, even for an outdoor exhibition. The Rundle's just starting to show some flaking. And an unmodified period correct ensign on the tail. Well, let's complete this. I was here. Now, one plane that could make an appearance in World War planes somewhere along the way is behind me. The Havilland Vampire. Here's a fantastic shot of the dedication plaque and, you know, of course, other information that's pertinent to the airplane. Now, what I do know about the Vampire is that it was the first jet fighter taken en masse in Canada's post-war period. And quite a successful series with the Sea Vampire slowly being phased out over the course of the 50s as Sabres came online, more advanced aircraft became more operational. Of course, this one's wearing Canadian markings. This too is not a small airplane. You're looking at something about half the size of a school bus long and about the size of a school bus wide. But just hear the roar of that operational engine, huh? Wouldn't that be something? And the twin boom tail. Fantastic. Well, that takes care of all the outdoor exhibits. I just had to get another shot of this Handley page Hampton in. So, from this perspective, see Museum of Flight back there? That's where we're headed to next. Now, anybody who's followed me for any length of time knows that I got a bit of a soft spot for the Bristol Bolingbroke. Yeah, real tongue twister when you try and say it really fast 5 times to your friends. Unfortunately, this aircraft is a little incomplete. The write-up I had read somewhere was that they were going to restore the entire aircraft from nose to fuselage. But that obviously hasn't happened as of yet. But we do have a fantastically preserved or conserved cockpit section. Here's a little shot of what they've got to say about it. Yep, good to see you. Behind me is a Westland Lysander. As you can tell, it is kind of lacking some of its outer skin. But it's another big British bird. So here you saw the Bristol Bolingbroke. And if you look up, there's the wing of the Lysander. It is a huge aircraft. Probably one of the bigger ones that I've seen with a single propeller. Now this plane is rather unique because it makes 2 appearances in wargaming titles. World of Tanks on a particular map, if you can find it. And of course, as a background static model in World of Warplanes. Yeah, a bomb rack from a Bolingbroke. Well, you better make sure that it's okay, right? Okay, we're good. We are good. Another nice little feature I just came across is this twin-mounted top turret for the Bolingbroke. So there's the gunner's chair, obviously well used. And this is what he would have seen. Unbelievable, huh? Those must have been quite the sight to have been seen back in the day. Now, if you look over my shoulder, there's an exhibit I just can't get at because there's some velvet ropes and obviously other aircraft in the way. But my understanding is it's a 2/3 faithfully replicated aircraft of a Mustang Mk1. I'm looking at the canopy and it doesn't quite look like it could be a Mk1. However, British markings, 2/3 scale, it's a Mustang. Definitely worth the honorable mention in this video. This is probably about the best view of the Mustang I'm going to get. And even at 2/3 scale, it is still a very large aircraft. You're looking at something about the size of, oh, like about a Mack dump truck maybe? Maybe a short bus? Still, fantastic. And as you can see, the indoor exhibit is just loaded down definitely worth seeing. We got models, we've got full size, we've got reduced size replicas. Fantastic. Definitely worth it if you are in the Langley area and you've got an hour or two to kill. Tons of stuff to see. Well, that ends my little trip through the Museum of Flight in Langley, British Columbia. I hope you enjoyed my little verbal faux pas here and there, and the fact that it wasn't scripted and I was just going off pure memory. Maybe next time I'll grab a program guide. Until next time, take care.